Hey everyone, I think it's time to have a catch up about the memory quilt. So if you are new around here, welcome. My name is Sam, I'm Sequin Girly, and I'm finishing off 2025 with a bit of a bang. I'm generally a clothes sewist, garment sewist, but I have a lot of scraps and I wanted to turn them into something that would mean over the years I would remember 2025, what I'd made, where I'd been. So each week I've been doing a strip so that we'll all quilt together. Thank you to lovely Kate of Ripper Seams, who has found me a local long arm quilter, because I'm thinking about treating myself to having it long armed quilted at the end. But I am now on strip 6 or 7. You'll be able to see as we go through, and I thought it'd be a good time to have a catch up because we haven't had a look at it for a while. I've done 9 squares, I've then cut up, I've done random sort of crazy crumble quilt, I've done one that's sort of like stripes, I've done free machine embroidery, snowball. I am not a quilter, but I'm having a great time. I have named this the Anti-Perfectionist quilt, memory quilt, and this time, while I'm showing you how it's going, I am using scraps that have been given to me by sewing friends. So I put a shout out to my friends come to the Southern Social and said, if anyone wants to give me a scrap, I'll incorporate it into my quilt. And some of them are beautiful pinks and oranges, so I was able to incorporate them into the snowball strip, which is hopefully appearing on the screen as I'm talking. So that worked perfectly well, because I was thinking about sewing while I was there some oranges and pinks, so I grabbed the scraps that were from Anna and Julie and Kate and incorporated those in. So that was brilliant, and thank you to Kate of Ripper Seams, because that scrap she gave me was actually something she'd sewn sitting next to me while we was on retreat, so I love that she chose it for that. But some of the other lovely people like Emma and I think possibly Julie again as well, and Kate as well, had given me some other scraps, and this is going to be my most challenging, because what I'll do right now is put on the screen the full quilt, so you can see that there's like a lovely Tutti Frutti strip, there's my gorgeous greens, there's the blues, which are almost like somebody's described them as like abstract paintings, there's the really deep toned purple section. Then there's the lovely strip, which is quite fresh and white with the free machine embroidered names of places I've been. There's another strip which is going to have, or is in the video, depending on how I've done, with photographs of places I've been. So you've got the 2 white strips to bring together. So it's all really quite sort of like bright, clear colours at the moment. Well, I really like having this challenge because I've been given this and this, and I'm trying to remember who gave this, because something was made of this at the Secret Santa and I can't remember who gave it to me, and this and this and this, so they are more sort of muted colours, so I want to use them. I think it's a really important part of my like creative challenge that I don't go, oh no, they're too difficult, I don't want to do those. I do want to use them, I want to incorporate them. So today's strip is going to be using those. So I've turned out a couple of little charm pack ones to use. This isn't one I pre-prepared, all the others are packs that I've put together in advance myself. So I've turned out some charm packs to go with these because I felt it was the same sort of tones. What I found with the blues was I was quite scared before I started that they wouldn't all work together, and then when I started putting them together with blue borders, it really sort of unified them. So I have been trying to think about whether there would be a certain colour that would be a border that would help, but I think I've just kind of got to get started. I turned out some other scraps that I've got. So I've got a little bit left of, I think it's called Province Road, it's a Liberty fabric that I made a top from, so I thought that's the same sort of colours. And I've got this tiger. Now this is black. Now I haven't got black anywhere else in it. Little bit nervous, but it is more muted. It's not even like a hard black. But I do have this green, and I'm not sure because I think it might be too like bright. But do we need to bring some bright in? Because if not, it's going to be too muted. I'm desperate to use a bit of this. So I'm wondering if I can get a bit of this in. I've had this for over 10 years. It's glorious, and it does have those sort of more muted things in it. and this top that didn't work, which is a tablecloth at the top, which is of places in Australia, which reminds me of my auntie and my nan. So that I think could work as well. So I'm just going to have to play with this one. I think it's going to be thin stripes again. I don't think that's going to work as the border. But what I'm going to do is I will show you, and then I'll lay it with the rest of the quilt. And the good thing about doing each stripe separately is if it doesn't work, I can then use it for something else. It won't be wasted, but I need to give it a try. It's a really important part of this creative challenge. So I'll come back soon with something to show you. Another Julie gift from our Swapmas. If you're unsure what this is, Julie sews her own clothes, and I gave each other a 12-day Advent Swapmas set of gifts, and we've been opening them, so you can go and see on her channel what I've been opening, and I am opening hers. It is day 10 of her gifts, and it says she did a notebook with little comments in for each one. This was Mary's idea. She gets the praise or the blame, not chosen for content. We just both loved the original name. Okay. So, who knows? It's quite weighty. Mary. If you don't know who Mary is the legend of our sewing social. Okay. So I'll just do this. Whoop, so you can see as I'm opening it. Okay. So these are Stroopwafels. And I don't know if that is what's inside or not. Yes, it is. I was like, oh, well, that's amazing. My family are very happy about this. So we had some of these when we went to the Netherlands. If you don't know what a Stroopwafel is, it's a toasted waffle filled with caramel. If you like a hot drink, if you put the Stroopwafel on top of your tea or coffee, it softens up the caramel inside. So I'll give you a little peek. I'm not going to ask you where she left an entire box of these. Oh, look, here you go. Look, there's a picture showing you what to do. Look. So there you go. these will be consumed. So there we go. I don't know if there's anything else. Yeah, so they're caramel waffles. The Dutch classic literally means syrup waffle, deriving from the Netherlands back in the 19th century. It's made of 2 thin layers of baked dough with a caramel-like filling in the middle. The treat is chewy and sweet. Open this box and enjoy your own Stroopwafels directly from Holland. Perfect as a snack, straight from the box or with your favourite drink. The best way to enjoy a Stroopwafel, place it on top of your hot drink for about 2 minutes. Once the caramel syrup has softened, enjoy. I wondered what it was going to be.